Artificial intelligence as a research field has steadily grown in the past 60 years. However, the last decade has seen exponential growth in its application outside the universities, research centers, and deep tech companies. From a research and development area, it has now become a mainstream topic. It has become an ubiquitous part of people's daily life. There are many technology companies, from large to small and medium enterprises, and even startups are trying to yield the benefits from this new technological paradigm. The governments are perhaps the last significant entity to enter in this new AI wave. Nevertheless, governments have an important role to play when a new technology is changing the way people live, and a large part of the population is affected by this technology. Many countries now have their official government strategies to tap the benefits of AI, as well as to regulate its use and applications. There are large sums of money being invested or promised to be invested by government of these countries. Many governments are seeing more and more strategic value in artificial intelligence and are looking to incorporate machine learning and cognitive technologies to help deliver effective citizen services. Tunisia, as part of this global AI race, has been working on its AI strategy since 2019. We have proceeded to put in place a bottom-up process that is paving the way for the national AI strategy tailored for our Tunisian context. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me for the 2021st edition of AI Expo Africa. My name is Mejri, and today I would like to give you an overview of national AI strategy here in Tunisia. But let me first introduce myself. I am the General Director of Innovation and Technology Development at the Ministry of Industry, Energy, Mines in Tunisia. And I am also the Chairman of the SNA, Data Science for North Africa and Arabia, which is an NGO that aims to promote and develop data science and AI in Africa and Arab countries. So, as I mentioned earlier, the Ministry of Industry has engaged in 4 essential steps in order to draw up a well-designed AI strategy. These 4 steps or aspects of the strategy are as follows. First, raising awareness. Second, boosting ecosystem. Third, launching AI use cases. And finally, adopting a national AI strategy. First, we concentrated on raising awareness. This element addresses, for the most part, some kind of artificial intelligence basic literacy. We find this issue of supreme importance since AI is not generally well known and understood. It sounded mostly mysterious and fictional. This discipline till recently was not taught in schools, and people are usually unfamiliar with it, despite it being a commonly and widely used technology. Therefore, an entire action plan in this regard has been shaped and put onto action. This Raising Awareness Action Plan mainly targets the AI ecosystem that includes, but not limited to, government officials, professionals, teenagers, women, and so on. So even non-technically oriented individuals are a great part of this Raising Awareness campaign in order to touch, for instance, decision makers and future AI practitioners. The main focus area of these elements are raising awareness of the real challenges and possibilities of AI, acculturation and demystifying AI to facilitate its appropriation, raising awareness of impact of the transformation of jobs and necessary skills of tomorrow's, and also understanding the AI traps. For To touch our mentioned focus areas, we proceeded to organize webinars, seminars, conferences, workshops, radio emissions, and basic trainings. For example, the AI for Leaders initiatives is an AI training and raising awareness campaign for government officials that started by reaching over 750 public officials in cooperation with Instadeep, Google, and National School of Administration. This ongoing campaign aims to train 10,000 agents over 3 years through an online as well as face-to-face training sessions, and it enables touching the decision makers in the public administration and clarifying to them the ways in which AI can be leveraged in public sector. The second element is boosting AI ecosystem. The government objective here is to strengthen the AI ecosystem through addressing some of essential AI pillars, mainly 3 pillars: AI talent, computing infrastructure, and data. Talent, that's through developing skills and reskilling, also establishing the required infrastructure, namely the cloud infrastructure and cloud HPC, as well as data was identified in the active adoption of data policies and establishing open data and crowdsourcing platform. We also tried to focus on several networking activities in order to mobilize the Tunisian diaspora to play an active role in our country's AI transformation. Tunisia has great potential with regards to AI talents, but the scarcity of these talents is a global issue, and the AI talent pool is known as extremely mobile. So producing and keeping this talent in government by many factors, such as promoting AI research, developing interactions and collaboration between AI researchers and companies, especially startups, establishing a framework that attracts AI talent and strengthening the ties with startups. I would like to mention 2 initiatives in relation with the work we have launched in order to create an AI talent pool in Tunisia. The AI School initiative that aims to train high school teachers to bring AI education to classrooms, and high school clubs in an attempt to familiarize secondary school students with AI technologies by learning data science, coding, etc. Accordingly, a cooperation agreement between the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Industry, Energy and Mines was signed. The main partner for this agreement is the National Center of Education and Technologies. Similarly, we launched the AI Uni initiative, in which several public and private universities have started research and professional master's degree dedicated to AI, for example. Research master degree in robotics, computer science and communication systems, professional master in engineering and artificial intelligence, professional master in advanced engineering and of robotized systems and artificial intelligence, master of mathematics and computer science, also called big data, and professional master's degree in artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. So talent-wise, Tunisia is already trying to generate enough talent in order to be able to put through AI projects. As for the AI infrastructure, several projects have been launched and are in progress with the purpose of providing the necessary tools for AI startups to be able to create and develop their projects. AI Hub is one of the mentioned projects. The Ministry of Industry, Energy and Mines, in collaboration with the Ministry of ICT, have created AI Hub in Tunis, the DOT. The hub provides awareness raising and advisory services, guidance and matchmaking services. funding of projects using artificial intelligence, open innovation programs for the implementation of projects, strategic partnership with international and national stakeholders, personalized support for AI startups for the maturation of AI solution, their industrialization and their implementation in the private and public sector. Access to relevant infrastructure, software, databases, cloud computing, etc., and training programs for young people, public officials, companies, and startups. AI data has also been approached by initiating several projects such as the AI crowdsourcing platforms, where we encouraged the creation of crowdsourcing platforms. 2 such platforms are developed: voice recognition for Tunisian, Arabic, and African dialects, and OCR recognition for Arabic characters. In this area, several data policies have been developed, such as the open data policy and the data privacy policy. Many tools have been in action in order to animate the AI ecosystem, such as AI webinars, seminars, conferences, training, articles, workshops, field visits, surveys, competitions, festivals, EXPO, etc. The third element is launching the AI use cases. The essential objectives of this element that we set are implementing AI pilot projects in public and private sectors, running open innovation initiatives, developing research to industry projects, and promoting AI techniques. Our chief consideration here is to animate the AI ecosystem and provide pilot projects that could serve as an inspiration and example for all the components of the ecosystem. Now, in pursuance of a more complete and global AI strategy, we try to include as many key stakeholders as possible in this ongoing elaboration process. And the government, led by the Ministry of Industry, Energy and Mines, and the Ministry of ICT, has officially selected the nonprofit think and do tank to help us in elaboration of the Tunisian national AI strategy. This strategy is, unlike other countries, is a bottom-up process led basically by the whole ecosystem of startups, civil societies, public and private sectors, and not a top-down decision coming from the government. Second, Tunisia AI strategy is an ongoing experimental journey in which public and private sectors are looking to implement AI solutions and reaching concrete results more than a one-size-fits-all process. So I am happy for following my presentation. You will find my details here, and I will be happy to answer your questions through this platform or in my LinkedIn profile. Thank you very much for your attention.